Hello there! It is I, your dungeon daddy for the evening. JC Bailey, if you don't know already, it's exclamation point JC in the chat. We're gonna get that freaking dungeon roll dice thing working eventually. Um, it's way too fucking hot to be wearing that D&D thing I normally wear, so we'll probably bring it back up. The kittens need to be in 70-degree heat, so we gonna live like this. So, anyways, I hope everyone's having a great day. We're going to get right into it. It's 7:07. I hope everyone's ready for a fun-filled day of Dungeons and Dragons. Very seldom that you see JC without a bow tie, but that's right. I'm Dungeon Daddy here, so it doesn't matter. Okay, well, let's get started, shall we?
And they made me do the dumbest things, like pop,
All
lock,
right.
and drop it in front of an administrator.
Oh, okay. Hello.
Hi.
Pop it.
I
lock
used
it,
my
drop
turn to pop, lock, and drop it in front of an administrator.
it.
It's a shock I was not fired sooner.
All right. Well, let's see here. So,
La música de la
yes, let's
D&D.
get that in here there, Miss Lutriana. Novika is setting her stuff up now, so she'll be here shortly.
Great.
So last time on Tales of Ren, you had made you made it to the werewolf encampment where the kidnapped goblin honeys were. Through stealth or what have you, you successfully rescued the goblins. Janek made a blood pact with a werewolf, and you stole all the loot that was inside the den. You left splitting the party, unable to trust Glintar's wayback stones. The ones that go back make it safely to the goblin city of Crevance, and after a long rest, you wake up to the wonderful festivities of Golshara Day. You feasted and gained inspiration for joining in. Janek and George sing a wonderful song just as the rest of the party meets up with you. From there, Glintar brings you through a portable door that takes you to the elven city of Lunaris. Glintar asks to join your adventure when two elven guards attack you, and you have an interdimensional portal battle. After struggling to close the door, the battle ends, and you are left in awe and shock. Upon finding Glintar, which is where you would be now, he basically tells you he ran because he doesn't want to hurt his elven legacy, as he has already had so much to make up and fix in his life. There you go. That's where you begin on today's journey.
All right, so we are in the room with the dimension door.
No.
We're on the other side, the goblin door.
Yeah, we're on the goblin side of dimension door.
Yes.
Yeah.
So technically, you are here. Wait, you don't have necessarily, I don't really know exactly what room this is in, but I'll just move you here so you know this is kind of where you are. But yeah, Glintar's in there. He came in crying. And so you're at the city of Crevance right now, and yeah.
All right. Well, can we get a recap on our mission? Because I forgot.
Yes. So your mission, you were sent here by the captain of the guards of Sentinel Falls to diplomatic relations with the goblins at Crevance, and you successfully did that. You earned their trust. You now are a kind of like a token. They gave you the token of the Blood Moon Gang, Blood Moon Clan.
Nothing to fuck with.
And
Bloodhound Gang?
Bloodhound Gang.
the Blood Moon
Boom.
Clan, they gave you little tokens of like gratitude, and now he accepts, and you are to travel back to Sentinel Falls to kind of tell what happened and explain that you are in fact good because of the looming vampire war that is kind of brewing outside the walls of Sentinel Falls. So
All right, and then the person who had the time travel, space travel stones is in the room with us, right?
Yeah.
Glintar, right?
Good talk.
But so Taylor isn't here tonight, but I will allow the Wayback Stones to be kind of out of his bag of holding, so you can give him to. We'll probably give him to Luthien, since Luthien's probably the closest to Taylor. I'm sure he won't mind. But that's the Wayback. You got basically a pack of Wayback Stones. I can't remember. I think it's 6 Wayback Stones you have in there. But Glintar, he said earlier, if you remember, that he has a stone that can take you 1 day journey back to Sentinel Falls instead of 4. Because if you remember, the first time you took like a 4-day journey here. So
Okay, so I will look at him and then around, and I'd say pretty much like, is anyone hurt?
I mean,
it's a good question. I have no idea. I mean, I wasn't keeping track of my health, so.
mentally
Nope.
scarred a little bit, but that's just because of goblin orgies.
Goblin orgies. Okay.
Well, do we need to rest before we continue back?
I do not.
There's a crayon today.
I'm all right.
I should be all right.
Oh, you turned your camera on. I thought you weren't doing that.
Well,
Yeah,
then
just not. I mean, I don't have to prove with anything, so.
I would look back to Glentar and say, well, you had asked before, could you give us a moment outside the door? We'll knock on the not the door everyone just came out, but the opposite door.
You want to get
And-
back into the Elven place, or you
No,
meant-
no,
oh, okay.
the door. If you could just give us the room, we'll knock on the door whenever we have a second. But we do need to converse for a moment.
Oh, of course,
Privately.
I'll be just outside.
Yeah, we'll knock on the door. We'll give it the old knock knock.
Okay, I'll just wait right outside the door. So there, he leaves out the door, shuts it kind of quietly behind him. You catch
So
catch
then-
it. You catch a little whiff of the stinky goblin smells for a moment, but nothing too crazy.
So I'd look back at the party and say, well, he does offer us a way back, and it would be very awkward to accept his wayward back and tell him not to come with us.
Yeah. I mean, aside from his incessant, obsession over Luthien, I have no issues with him joining for now.
He has an obsession over Luthien.
Slightly. We
What does he
also need
obsess?
to.
Maybe my obsession word is a little wrong. It's more of an infatuation.
Infatuation? Infection?
I don't know. It's
Infatuation, like flirtatious,
Oh,
Infatuation.
infatuation.
flirtatious, very flirtatious.
yeah,
Well, if
Yeah,
you
but I'm not always the biggest fan of cowardice either.
yeah.
what do I have to do to convince you that this man will no longer run?
Chain him to your wing
Chain him to my wing.
or your ankle.
And what is going to be the alternative to that? Because I don't think he's going to go for that.
What is something valuable to him?
Probably his life.
His
Other than
sword.
that, I'm not sure.
His sword?
His
I'll
hair. I
gladly
mean,
hold
he
it.
just about in here. Probably his hair. Remember, he's got luscious blonde locks.
So we chop off his hair and I get to hold his sword?
I
Why,
mean,
what is chop? Are we threatening to chop his hair?
if he
Or are we
runs
taking
away
his
again,
hair? I'm
Oh,
just
it's
going to
not a
say that he
threat,
can
it's
grow
a
his hair
promise.
back.
I mean, we could somehow chemically or physically burn his head, so it wouldn't grow back.
All right, I'm going to take this one step further. I'll tell you this.
Scalping?
I may or may not know how to charm a person. So if he decides to run, I just wave these talons here,
and
and
he's in
he
love with
comes
you?
right. I don't know how exactly the magic works.
Okay. I mean, I'm okay with it.
But I think I can keep this man under control.
Oh my.
If he starts getting out of control, he's mine to handle.
Are we gonna let him know that, or are we just gonna
No.
we just
It's an unspoken word.
all right. Then we will welcome him back to the fold. And then
I
I walk
agree.
over to the door and I give 3 quick knocks.
After your third knock, it takes a couple seconds, but Glintar walks back in. Shall we
Mr.
go?
Yes, Mr. Glentar, and we have decided to take you up on your offer of joining our noble companionship.
Oh, wonderful. I'm so excited. You know, I've always wanted to leave this godforsaken city. So, it'd be nice to get out, smell the roses, you know, all the beautiful things.
Yes, you'll be very surprised at how unnasty the world smells.
Yeah. Especially compared to here.
Absolutely.
And that's coming
Well-
from Blackfork.
If it's all to do, he pulls out his wayback stone and he draws a circle in it.
There is one thing before we finish up this circle here.
Mhm.
And, you know, it's just a quick question that is burning in the back of our differently shaped skulls. How do we know you won't just run from us? We need your full and complete dedication to our cause, because we are all dedicated to our cause.
Well, unlike you, Adil, I cannot make any promises that I won't run if we ever enter Lunaris again. That is my hometown where I was born. But anywhere else, you can count my sword to be by your side at all times.
All right.
But Lunaris is off limits. I will not hurt any of my kin. Obviously, I'm not going to hurt my goblin kin either. But I might. You don't need to worry about that because I can just convince them to stop doing anything anyway. So
Okay, yeah, I think we're mostly worried about vampires. So I'm good if you guys are all good.
vampires, nasty creatures. Well,
Yeah, they suck.
Lintar's on thin ice with me. But I guess so.
So he draws a circle, and we'll just assume this, because even though it's in the room, we'll assume that your carriage and stuff is with you. All right, sort of craziness and physics and everything. We'll just assume that it's with you. That way we don't have to deal with that. Anyways, so you guys go through. It will bring you back to a little, like, the exit of like an encampment of goblin encampment. It looks like it hasn't. There's a couple goblins kind of doing different things, but they see Glintar and they don't even give you a second glance. And they kind of like, they kind of heard word from you from the time you murdered part of their clan members, and then how you kind of saved the day with them and saved all the honeys for the little Shara day. So you're kind of a pretty well known to the goblin, you know, the goblins around here. Oh, that's not the right one. So they don't mess with you, and then you already know which way to go to get back to Sentinel Falls. It's a like I said, it's a day journey back, and it is now since you guys didn't take any long rest, it's kind of probably like 2 a.m., 3 a.m. The horses have been resting, so I mean you can go. But your time probably might be a little messed up. But I mean, it's 3 a.m. It's not too big deal if you guys want to start heading back now.
I'm fine with the early start.
Okay. All right. Well, without further ado, we'll take the 1 day journey. Somebody must roll me a d6.
What did she get?
6.
Six.
Nice.
All right. So nothing happens on your day journey, and you just kind of go through, and everything is pretty decent. It is nightfall, and the horses are tired and ready to sleep, and so are you. So you'll just need to pick 4 people to go on watch, and that's it. First watch, second watch, third watch, and fourth watch. Fucking freaking summon players.
I'll take first watch.
I can do
Well,
second
I'll take
because
last.
it only takes me 4 hours to have a full rest, anyways.
I can do third.
And fourth.
Okay, so all right. So first shift, and go ahead and oh boy, where'd I go? Okay, first shift. Go ahead and roll first 1d4. Who's first shift? I don't know.
Oh yeah, sorry. A D4.
Yep. Three. Okay. Your night watch goes pretty according to plan. You don't see nothing. If there's anything particular that you would like to do during your night watch, please let me know. Is there? Is there any particular thing you'd like to do on your night watch?
No.
You don't have anything crazy going on. Okay. Well, you wake up your next night watch. Who is who? Who's second one? Yes.
Lithian, me.
Lithia. All right.
Because
Go
now
ahead.
I am fully rested after the 4. Alright,
Okey-doke.
D4?
Mhm.
Four.
Nice.
Okay. I'll need you to roll a d6.
Two.
Oh boy.
Oh no.
All right. So as
Why did
you
I go from good to bad?
so you're the only one on shift right now, right? Correct?
Mm-hmm.
So you're just, observing things, looking around, don't see anything too crazy. You hear some rustling in the trees. And you're not sure what it is, but it's kind of stops for a second. You don't hear anything. And then you hear kind of like little clicky sounds like
Uh, is it within 60 feet of me? These sounds?
the sounds, yes.
Okay.
You can roll for history if you've ever heard this sound before, I guess.
Oh, I was just wondering because also it's like I have dark vision up to 60 feet. So,
No, it's pretty stealthy right now.
alright, well, I'll do history check then.
Okay.
20.
Oof.
A nat 20?
18 mod
Okay,
2.
that's fine. So that clicky noise is the sound of giant pinchers from a giant spider.
Ew.
It is this point that you can see it, and tries to lunge at you.
It tries
And
to what at me?
lunge at you.
Oh,
And it it has a 16 to hit.
uh, so many buttons. Someone help me out here.
Just your AC. It's up the top of your page. I'm pretty sure it's either 15 or 16 from what I remember, but
17.
Okay, well, it lunges at you, tries to bite your face, and it misses. And it's getting ready for another attack. What do you do?
I'm going to. It's like, how close am I to, that being the next person's shift?
I mean, it's just kind of like an hour into it. I mean, you can always wake them up if you want, but it's up to you. It's just one giant spider. It can't be too difficult, right?
It's
That's up
okay.
to
How
you.
close is it? I mean, if it tried to bite me in the face, how close is it exactly?
It's about 10 feet away from you now.
10. Okay. Okay.
Oh, you should get. No, go ahead. I'll do it. Sorry. Go ahead and
I
tell me what
should
you want
what?
to do. No, that's all right. I got it. What were you gonna do?
I have a dagger and thorn vine that also does poison damage.
Okay.
I was gonna throw it, and then. Oh, okay. And then try and dodge after then for the secondary.
Okay. So go
That
ahead and roll for attack then. Roll to hit, I should say.
I'll hit 9.
9. You did not hit it, but so. Oh, 1 second. So you can use dodge as a secondary action, is what you're telling me?
Well, I could do 2 attacks because I have double-handed weapons, and then it's like half action to move.
Okay. All right. So the spider is now at this point. If you're not going to wake up anybody, we can roll for initiative at this point because we're in battle.
Is it too late to yell for somebody?
You can do
Yelling's
it.
a free action.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't actually do my action of dodge yet.
Oh, you didn't? Okay. Well, then
No.
go ahead and yell. I guess. I'll throw.
Anybody? Somebody wake up!
All right. So who wakes up?
I feel like I would, since I have like just gone to bed.
Okay.
How would we know if we woke up?
Roll for perception. Anybody that's not, and then I need.
I got a nat 1.
Okay, Luthien, I need you to roll for
I got 14.
just nothing. You don't need to roll, but we'll say that for sure Janik woke up.
At a nat 1.
Yeah, you woke up.
All right. Should I roll for initiative then?
Yeah, go ahead. I mean, if you want to fight, you don't have to. I mean, really, a spider's not going to listen to you. But
Well, that's
Glintar
2.
also
Plus
woke
what?
up.
3.
All right, so you got 3, Janik. All right, everyone. Steve, what'd you roll for wake up?
You got 15.
13? Yeah, you can wake up as well.
13.
13? Yeah. You're awake.
And
Nice.
so we all woke up?
Yep. It would have been like 15, 16 to not wake up. That means you're in a real deep sleep. She yelled pretty loud.
No, go ahead.
All right, Luthien, what's your initiative? Or just start throwing me numbers, people.
12. Oh no, 14.
14.
12.
3.
3. Okay. Glentar rolled on an 11. George.
22.
Nice.
Okay.
22.
And then Novika was
12.
12. What the hell are all my people?
Thanks for waking up and joining the party, y'all.
Vika,
Ah,
22. George. And Spider. I better roll that again. Let's see. Now, that's what I rolled, actually. I better not take it back. Okay, well, go ahead, George. You're up for bat here.
Alrighty. Well, since I got up, I'm gonna run towards it with my short swords drawn, and I'm going to attack it.
Okie doke.
Okay, right hand. Does a 15 hit?
Yes, it sure does.
Okay. Right hand does 5 damage. Left
Yeah.
hand. 17, I would assume, hits also.
Yep.
And damage on that one is 2.
It's her
So a
looking.
total of 7.
I'd say you hit it pretty good. It's still looking pretty beefy, and it's pretty pissed that you did that to him. So he is going to attack you. I don't suppose in 11 hits. George?
No.
No. Okay. So
No.
there you go. All right. So next is Luthien. What are you doing?
I'm going to try another dagger throw at it.
Okay.
Oh my god, 6.
6 to hit. It will not hit.
Yeah. Damn it.
All right. Is there anything else you want to do? Or it's Novika's turn up to bat next.
Like, I was gonna say I could try the right hand.
All right, go ahead. Try it. You got multi-attack, so do it.
Yeah, 22
All right, you hit it.
to hit.
Is that a nat 20 or no?
17 and
all right.
5.
You can just say dirty 20 if it's past 20. So that's what we normally use. So, okay. Go ahead and roll to attack.
7 damage.
7 damage. All right. It is looking pretty hurt, but it's still kicking. Novika, you're next, and Glintar is up to bat.
That one.
Nat 1.
5.
Okay, well, you got a nat 1, so that's all that matters. I need you to roll a D100 for me.
$25.
25. All right. 25. You saw a beautiful little butterfly in the bush and have become distracted. Until next turn, your attackers have advantage against you. So there you go. All right, next is Glintar. He's looking like, we'll take care of this. And he grabs his elven blade, and he does hit with it. He takes up slices and dices for 8 slashing damage. And this spider is in lots of pain. It's like missing a couple feet, but it's still kicking. So, Janik, you're up.
I will move up and I will hit with my mace.
Okie doke.
I'm going to use my last inspiration here.
Oh, okay.
Does a, let's see, a 14 hit.
It does, in fact, hit.
All right. And I'm going to hit with my mace, which is a d6. And that is 6 damage.
All right. How do you want to murder him?
So, the other guy, the goblin dude, is going to, like, kind of go down one side of his body, the spider's body, and like slash like the legs off that side.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm going to take my mace and kind of get as many legs as I can with the other side, come back around like right on the 8 eyes.
You smushed his head. Very good. The spider has been killed. Congratulations.
Well,
Yeah, nothing really interesting here except for a bunch of spider guts. So
this is the second thing that has splattered all over my face in a matter of 2 days.
Sorry about that.
And I can't even credit the Goblin Festival. I believe it's my watch now.
all right, fair enough. You can-
I'll stay up with you.
You are welcome by my fire anytime.
all right, go ahead and roll a D4, Mr. Janik.
Before. A 2.
A 2. That is going to do nothing. So your night watch went off perfectly as planned. Nothing out of ordinary. And you go to wake up the last and final night watch.
Mr. Jorge, you are up.
I rolled a 3 for my watch.
Nice.
Okay. Steve, I'll need you to roll a D6.
I rolled a 3.
Nice.
All right, so you hear silent howl in the distance, but that's about all that you notice. Kind of a if you roll for perception, also let's see.
I'm making an educated guess and saying it's a werewolf.
Potentially.
I got a natural 20.
Okay.
Natural 20 for perception.
Okay. So about probably 60, maybe 100 feet away, you see like glowing eyes, but you don't see what it is. Maybe a silhouette of a person. And then it vanishes, and then it comes back and stops in another spot in the forest. Just stares at you. Its glowing eyes. And then
Okay, I'm waking people up.
I'm already up with you.
but then the werewolf just runs away. So just kind of get scared a little bit. That's all.
I groggily say, "Is it another pretty butterfly?" And then I slam my
Yes,
head
go back
down.
to sleep.
Watch it flutter in your dreams.
For the most part, the rest of your shift is pretty just kind of pretty normal, but you are a little bit on edge from that kind of werewolf, kind of mysterious eyes in the forest type deal. So, all right, with that, it is daytime, and you are moving to another place.
Onward to victory.
Where is this one? Okay. So this should have everyone's permissions correctly here. I am sharing this in Discord, right, Lynn?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, just checking. Okay, so as you come up from the trail, you notice you arrive within viewing distance of Sentinel Falls, but you notice something strange. When you first arrived weeks ago, before you guys even met each other, you were greeted a mile away from Sentinel Falls by guards. But as you get closer and reach the top of a hill, so this is where you are right here. So, shit, trying to move people. So this is where you, Vika, Steve, and everybody else is. As you reach the top of the hill, you see that most of the outskirts of Sentinel Falls is surrounded by an inky darkness, which is something I need to do. The darkness seems to be swirling around and around. Patrolling the area, you can see some vampires spawn and a few other creatures. As far to the left as you can see some metal cages. You don't really see what's inside of them, but you kind of see there might be something in there. Down another side of the hill, though, you hear like a voice kind of faintly saying, "Help! Help!"
They said help?
Yes.
It kind of cut out for a second. I was about to ask.
Well, I'm going to go investigate.
Well, hold on there, Mr. Man. We should proceed with caution. I believe our friend Luthien here knows how to walk within the shadows a little bit more subtly than we do. Is there any chance you could go ahead and investigate for us?
I can do that. Absolutely.
We
Because
will
it doesn't
wait
really
here.
help with all this darkness. It doesn't really help us. But at least I can see up to 60 feet ahead of me, as
And
though it's bright as day.
And
So-
before I do this, I would also like a possible Arcana check on this misty, foggy stuff.
Okay. The sound of help, help gets closer, and you can kind of see oh gosh, there's a character kind of coming up towards you. She's kind of crawling up to you with like on her hands and knees, trying to like crawl up to you from the bottom of the hill. So what did you get roll for investigation, or do we want to do Arcana first?
Arcana.
Okay, what'd you roll for Arcana?
Yeah.
Bill,
Let's see.
for Arcana?
13.
13. You're not exactly sure what it is, but it looks familiar, like you saw it on your secret mission.
Could be dangerous. I would also urge caution with whatever the hell is coming towards us.
Okay. So are you guys kind of looking at her now? As
Yeah,
she's
I'd
coming-
definitely like to make an investigation.
Okay.
Yeah.
Go ahead and roll for investigation.
I got an 18.
Okay.
I got a 17.
So,
10.
I'm
10.
can I oh, go ahead. Go ahead. I do want to do something once you complete
Okay,
your action.
so this is without a doubt Lieutenant Talara, one of the elven archer that you met like a long time ago. She's one of the officers under Captain Kalen Stormwatcher of Sentinel Falls, and she's just bleeding and hurt. She's still crawling up to you this whole time. So she's disheveled and bleeding.
Is there any way that we can assist her in her ailments?
Well, she comes to you.
Where,
Go ahead.
where's she bleeding from?
Everywhere.
I'm gonna run to her and try to say, if I know who she is, then I'm gonna run to her and kind of help her a little bit.
She
Then-
looks at you as she tries to like kind of get into your arms, like you're cradling her for the last time, and she says, "Here, take this." She hands you the a stone. You're not really sure what the stone is, but she hands it to you, like puts it on your chest and make sure you like grab it, and she says,
You gotta do.
I can feel myself fading. I have lived a valiant life. Please do not cure me or bring me back. I have lived a long and wonderful life. Thank you for helping, Sentinel Falls. You make it inside. Tell the captain and the sergeant it was an honor serving by their side. Please save our city. As she says this, you hold the stone, and she dies and absorbs her body into the soil. And from where her body once was, a blue rose bush appears, kind of like grows out of the ground. You didn't notice it before, but now, her body gone, you see an interesting circle of glowing mushrooms.
So before I do anything, after seeing all this, I would click the little button that was my bow tie, hold it out, and I would say a prayer. Through the power of J.C. Bailey, will you guide this elven woman to the afterlife for what is to come and bless her noble journey? Then he kind of like slams it back into his chest and pockets whatever she gave the stone, and then points out the circle of those and walks towards it.
Okay. So you walk towards the circle. Well, since you guys had a high investigation before, we'll say that you can see by the circle there's a little journal that's kind of laid open, and the circle is got mushrooms around it, but inside the circle is basically a line drawn in the dirt that of a circle line, I suppose, a circle drawn into the dirt. In the middle of the circle was a pile of stones no bigger than the one that she gave you. It seems like the outer edge of the circles, she was also drawing smaller circles, some not quite finished, but yeah, there you go.
The circles have circles in them.
So, right, like the circle, it's like a circle drawn into the dirt, and inside the circle, next to each mushroom, has like some of them have circles next to them. Like one looks kind of like a banana. One of them kind of looks like a full circle. One of them looks kind of like a half circle. And then you can't really see some of the other ones. They haven't been finished or whatever.
Okay. I will investigate further, I guess.
So you're gonna. The only thing that really is there's a book.
Then yeah, if that's all I find, then that's
Okay.
what I'll take a look at.
All right. So it says in the book.
And then I'm reading out loud whatever
Okay.
I see.
So lunar medallion ritual is kind of written at the top with like underlined. It says, number 1, place stones in center of an unbroken circle. And then it says, draw the different, and the words are broken, like they were written, then erased, then written, and then erased. And then it says, around the edge of the circle, all 8 of them. And then it says, 3, speak the words in order. As you open the book, a piece of paper falls out, and you can see that it has some words on it as well.
Do I recognize the language?
Yes, it's in common.
So I looked at everybody else to say, what do we think? Maybe take this stone that she's given us, place it in the middle of the circle, and speak these words?
One of the items was the Luna medallion, correct?
That's what was on top. And she
I
gave.
have that.
Yeah, you sure do. You have one. So she's basically trying to make more of them. That's what she's trying to do.
Ah,
So you have one, and Janik also has one, the one that she gave him. But he doesn't know that. But you saw it and knew exactly what it was.
yeah.
But in the sliver of paper, there's a riddle. So,
And the riddle says,
well, that spoiler thing I put in there, you can read that now, but I'll also read it out loud. In the realm, I'm going to turn the music down for a second because I'm going to try to read this as clear as I can. In the realm where darkness meets the light, beneath the shimmering lunar night, a secret phrase, a code unknown, will grant you passage to thine own. When the crescent moon's grace is due, and stars above shine clear and true, seek the wisdom in her phase to find the words that light displays. As the silver beams caress the land, reflecting off the lunar strand, count the nights till she's complete, and the answer you shall then repeat. With each phase a word is spoken, 8 in all, the code unbroken. To open paths the fates concealed, recite the verse, the truth revealed. And then, of course, if you can find the spoiler, you can try to pin it real quick.
I have no idea what this means.
I'll pin
The
it.
lines in the dirt.
Uh-huh,
You said one shaped like a banana, half a circle.
uh-huh.
So they're drawing the lunar phases.
Okay, something.
So
It's a
what ones are there,
calendar.
what ones are missing? And what's the lunar phase right now?
Uh, the lunar phase was just a full moon, so sorry. So the next one would be waning gibbous.
Right, yes, waning gibbous.
So like the half banana shape was like a waxing crescent, and you see nothing. You see the waxing crescent in one, and then you see half a moon, and then there you go. That's what you see on the ground. Now that you kind of know that information.
So we'd have to draw all the cycles of the moon in order.
In order that they're supposed to appear.
So I flip
That's it.
through the journal and see if there's any pattern for the lunar cycle, if it's been documented.
Yeah, so in the book it does show like the lunar phases. It shows kind of what they all look like. But it's kind of like deep in the book. So like you knew what you were looking for, so you kind of found it pretty easily. But there's kind of the different phases of what they're called, and
So do we find the pattern in which, like, if we can see a pattern going clockwise that matches the book cycles, or counterclockwise that matches the book cycles?
yeah. So there's, I know there's 10, but I think there's 4, 5, 6. No, there's 8. I think there are 8 mushrooms here. So each mushroom has its actually there's not 8 mushrooms. Yes, there's one extra. So yeah, the one. So you have on the far, like if you're looking at it, the one that you're straight looking at, it's got the banana, the waning crescent, or waxing crescent, and then right next to that one is the first quarter, which is half a moon, and then the one that you're standing next to your right is missing, and the one to your left is a full circle colored in, and then the one to your, all the rest of them are gone.
So then I would look for the one that completes between the the full black moon and then the one before it. So the one in the middle obviously is missing. I'd find the one that matches that pattern and put it there. And then I would continue following the pattern all the way around.
Okay.
And draw them obviously next to the mushrooms where they belong.
All right. All right. All right. So then you've drawn all the circles down at this point. And nothing's really happening, but you could feel it kind of feels like the circle is starting to radiate with energy, but it's not quite like doing anything, but
We have 3 words to speak, right?
It says with each phase a word is spoken. So what's it say in the book?
I would flip through the book at that point to see if I could match phrases to. I would guess if there's 8, right? Or is it
So-
8 or 10?
there's 8 phrases and each of them are labeled, but they're not in order they're in the order, but not in the order in the mushroom. So basically you just gotta read out loud as you stand on them, each of the different kind of phases.
But there's only 3 phrases that we have to speak.
No, with each phase a word is spoken.
Oh, then I would stand on the mushrooms then and speak the phase that it correlates to.
So as you do this, each one, you notice the circle glows with like a pearlescent white light, and as you finish, the circle glows entirely pearlescent white of a shape of the moon. The lunar medallion, the stones in the center, each become float in the air, and they all like form into like these beautifully perfect circles. And it has like different moon engravings on them, and as they it happens very quickly, and then the light fades and the mushrooms disappear, and there's about 10 lunar medallions that are now there in the center of the circle.
Then I would walk up and grab a couple and say, "Does anyone know what these are?"
I don't think anybody does, right? What
Can I do an,
what do you know,
can I do
Steve?
an Arcana check?
Is it-
Yeah,
would
go ahead.
would George, if he has one?
That's why I don't remember if I even told him much about it.
That'd be an unnatural 20.
So the lunar medallions, you see a lot of people in werewolf clans wear them. It's kind of a sign of protection. It's like a protection rune or charm. It can protect you from death sometimes, or it can protect you from other things, but you're not 100% sure. You've never actually had one in your hand before, but you've seen other people wear them. They're pretty common amongst werewolves. You kind of saw them on the werewolves when you were visiting them, but you didn't really notice them before because you didn't know what they were, but they were all wearing one.
Mm.
They're all kind of it's kind of a symbol of kind of the moon goddess, but also which she's the goddess of moon and safety and the hearth.
And I have 0 indication that it'll hurt me at all.
Nope, you don't think it will hurt you.
So I will put one on and I will hand one to everybody else.
I'll take one for Taylor. I'll put it in my bag.
Yeah. So we have what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 1 to Xanthar or Zolthar or what's his name?
Lintar.
Pretty boy?
Glentar.
Yep.
Yeah. So then we would have 3 left.
Yes.
We had 10, right?
Yep. Well, 10 in the circle. You have one, and George has one. So you have 12 total.
Okay, well, does anyone want to hold on to the rest of these?
I will.
I can. Nope.
Well, then I divvy out the remaining between the two of them.
Okay.
Well, I guess we should figure out what this cloud is, although I'll say that I might have dealt with this before somehow, and I don't think it's a good thing. So we need to be wary and not make a big noise of ourselves.
Okay. So as you complete that, do you kind of come back over the hill and peek towards the vampires you saw earlier?
Yeah, but I think we'll move with caution, so like kind of sticking to the trees.
Okay.
Not
for
trying to
now-
be loud.
For now, if you're just staying on this hill, you're not being seen, so you're fine without rolling stealth. But the moment that you leave this hill, you will have to roll for stealth. But from this hill, you can see, from your current position, you see 3 checkpoints with a total of 10 vampires. There's 6 guarding the gate, 2 patrolling, and 2 guarding the prisoners in wooden cages, or regular cages.
Hmm. And we'll relay that.
Okay.
So that the whole party's aware. Let me see. I might have an idea.
Glintar just starts to, he's on top of the hill and he starts sniffing. Ooh, that smell, I can smell it from miles away. It's my uncle. He smells like shit.
So you telling me they're holding goblins hostage? Is your uncle Goblin? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to assume his race.
Unfortunately, yes, he's a goblin.
Oh, all right. So goblins being taken captive. All right. So what do we want to do here? I would advise us not to just go charging in. It does look like we are a bit outnumbered here.
I can stealthily go forward, to kind of see what we're dealing with here. Can I get within?
You just got to roll for stealth against their perception. So
All right.
Well, before you do that, let's make
Oh,
a plan
come
real quick. And she's gone.
What'd you roll?
26.
26.
Okay.
Dirty.
And so Janet will just be like, all right, let's make a plan, and then kind of looks over and she's just poofed out of nowhere. All right.
So,
Alright, so I turn
I'm
to
out of
Jack,
there.
I'm like, let's just wait a moment, see if she sees anything with her elven eye.
so did you get nat 20?
19 plus 7.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm with Novika.
So that's 25 total.
26.
26. Okay, sorry. Math is hard.
Can you math?
So
We can't
What's
today, it's okay.
21.
19. So nobody really sees you as you kind of none of them see you except one of them kind of looks at where you are, but he doesn't see you, but he's looking suspiciously towards where you are. So which way did you go? Just if looking at the screen, where did you go?
I mean, there's nowhere to go but up, is there?
No,
I don't
you
know.
go down. You're on
Oh,
top
down.
of a hill, so
I'm blind, so I'm trying to.
I'll try to lower this a little bit.
My eyes.
Kind of
No,
clear
honestly, I need glasses.
So this is not you. That's Steve. That's the dead thingy.
It's a dead person. That's now a bush of beautiful blue flowers.
There's Janet.
He's got great bush.
Oh, here's you. You're red. You're glowing red right now, so that's why it's confusing.
Oh, cool.
So what you can, there's really like, there's the vampires here guarding a kind of a checkpoint. There's 2 vampires patrolling the area. And then there's 2 guarding the gate. There's 2 guarding these guys over here.
Let's see.
And there's 2
That's-
in the forest here.
Let's see. So how many was that total?
10. There's 10 total.
Okay. Can I do perception check to see if I can hear anything that anyone's saying?
Yeah, go ahead.
21.
So, which ones did you, which way did you go? Because it's important. That's why I'm asking. Did you go to the ones on the left, towards the ones that are like the captured people? Do you
Towards the captured people and
Okay.
guarding ones.
So let's say you're up in this tree here. Oh gosh.
Just drop me down right in front of them.
No,
It's a you can't see me moment.
whatever. You're in the
It's
tree.
John Cena.
You're in the tree. All right. You can so you hear them kind of jibble jabbering about different things. Near here, one of them says, "Did you hear they're gonna try to take the tavern tomorrow night? Can't believe we even did this. Oh, yeah, I can't believe it. You'll be lucky if you can take the tavern, you little bitch! Hey, you shut up in there!" You can hear the guy that just talked was Sergeant Barrick, the dwarf that officer that you met like the first or second day. So you can see various different cages here. So you see Sergeant Barrick, which you recognize. You see a few random goblins kind of stuffed into the cages together. You see a goblin that looks a little feisty, all by himself, the same size, but just kind of like banging the bars, trying to swing off the tree branch. You see another familiar face, an elf that made you cry that one time in the tavern. You see a couple of guards from Sentinel Falls, and then you see a dark, hooded figure knocked out, and then you see the 2 vampires that are kind of just chit-chatting about potential plans.
Elf that made you cry in a tavern, and then something before that, and then something after that, then dark hooded figure.
Okay, so
Sorry.
Sergeant Barrick,
Yes.
you got
A bunch of random goblins stuffed in cages.
Yeah.
A feisty goblin by himself. An elf that made us all cry in the tavern. A dark hooded figure.
and a couple
I didn't hear the rest.
Sentinel Falls guards. So they're just human guards, just regular, normal human guards. That's all you really hear. And see.
That's all I hear. That's all I see. Okay. I'm gonna do a quick look around to see if I see any traps set in the area vicinity.
No, not really. And you're kind of out of visuals from any other vampires. So these 2 vampires are pretty secluded up on top of this hill from all the other vampires.
Okay.
Do
I'm gonna stealthily go back and tell them what I see and heard.
okay. You can roll for stealth again. I'll roll for perception. These vampires that really can't see shit.
26.
Yeah, they didn't see shit again.
Fuck your vision, bitch.
I rolled 2 ones, so I'm not doing too hot. So all right,
I mean, I had an escape route either way, so.
all right. So you go back and you tell them all the things that you've found, or do you tell them just select items, or what is that? What you do?
No, I'm gonna tell them that there was 10 total vamps on the way over towards where I stopped. 2 were secluded on the hill, though. They were talking about taking the tavern tomorrow, and they also then took Sergeant Barrack, the dwarf. There were so many goblins and feisty ones stuck in cages. They even took the elf from the tavern.
Dear God. And they were pretty strong force. So,
as well as the guards.
dear God.
But there was
again.
one thing that I didn't hear.
So
Or one
I
person,
have
sorry, one person I didn't know.
I have a plan that might be just so crazy it just might work.
All right, all right.
Suck a cloaca.
Whoa. Whoa. Respect the
Yeah.
cloaca.
I know. That's why I said you're gonna suck one.
I will. All right. Anyways, did you get a
Sorry.
good look at one of those? So we need a distraction. And what I'm thinking is we burn this whole forest down.
That's the distraction, is we're gonna set the whole forest on fire.
Well, not the whole forest, but if we just go,
Well, if we set one part of the forest on fire, I'm sure the
if we
whole
find one of
forest-
these guard shacks that might be slightly unattended, we set fire to it, and then we see if they react. And while they react, we have. So some of our party can go towards setting the fire, and then the more agile of our party can work on getting those locks undone for the people stuck. But again, we have to set the fire to the, well, I guess what would be the south here, to those shacks to the south of us.
Check
Question.
to the south.
Real quick.
Okay.
Are there any animals in the forest?
Squirrels, stuff like that. Badgers, maybe. Beavers. Maybe.
Meat.
We
Can
don't
I-
have time to warn the beavers.
It'll be cooked meat.
I was gonna
by the time we're done.
say, I was gonna just like set a squirrel on fire and send it that way.
Dear Christ! I know I swoop down and break their necks for supper, but dear God, that's barbaric.
Yeah.
I mean, I have a torch. What if we just send Birdbrain with a torch to fly through the forest, light some
One,
trees on fire?
that's hurtful. And 2, it's probably a good idea.
All right. So she gives you a torch, and you go. And where do you drop this torch at?
So
Remember here.
I'm gonna take the long way around because I'll say to the party, I can go do it, but here's the problem with my armor, is I am very loud.
Well, not if you're flying, because don't you take it off to fly?
I don't want to take my armor off.
I want to explode the quake at everybody.
Dear God.
Okay. So
But I suppose that is something that I can do.
I still feel like it would be better if we sent an animal outside of ourselves. No offense, Birdbrain. That way we are all still together and still able to efficiently work together.
Have you ever
I mean,
seen a psychiatrist? Have you seen somebody? Do you know what stage 1 of being a psychopath is? It's killing animals.
Okay, why don't I just kind of like scribble down the route that I took, and I help guide the rest of the party to there, and then Janik, you meet us there.
okay.
All right. Well, I mean, they're gonna see me flying over.
That's
No,
what I'm thinking.
nobody really
Think
said.
back way around.
No, nobody really said it. To be fair, but we'll just say as an executive decision that since Taylor's not here, you can use the help action. So if you roll for stealth, you can roll with advantage. It's helping you be stealthy.
All right, so here's what I'll do. I'll leave my armor here,
Hmm.
and I will stealthily make my way over, set it on fire,
What are
and
you?
then I will.
What are you setting up? Sorry. Go ahead. I'll let you finish.
So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take the longest way possible,
Hmm.
to the back of this shed over here, this closest shed on the left. That'll be left to us, to the south on the compass. Set it on fire, and then I'm going to go back to my armor as fast. I'm going to stay on the ground, go back to my armor, put it on, and I will fly underneath the treetops to meet them over there at the guards. Or sorry, at the thingies.
Okay.
The captured peoples.
All right. Well, all right. So you're gonna throw the fire over at this one.
Yes.
All right.
Unless we want to burn the city down.
No.
Yeah, but that would take down the city and everybody in it, including people that were going to try and help.
Also including vampires.
Okay, have you? You're calling me a psychopath because I'm willing to sacrifice a squirrel.
You're willing to sacrifice everybody.
Difference between us is I know I'm a psychopath.
You're supposed to be the good one. Go pray to your god or something.
And actually, that's a good idea. I will pray to the god of J.C. Bailey to light my path and guide my wings on this most sincere of missions. So help me, J.C.
All right. Go ahead and roll for religion.
Religion? Is that with advantage since I'm being helped?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's with advantage since I'm being helped. Fantastic.
Mm.
That's an unnatural 20.
Nothing happens.
I've been forsaken.
You see a little bit of wind gusts, but that's about it. But you can't tell if it's J.C. Bailey or who it is. You just know wind gust your face.
Even without a direct sign, I know that my God won't abandon me in this most noble of quests. And with that, he slams his arm. Well, not slams his armor. Like he acts like he's slamming his armor down dramatically, but right as he gets to the ground, he like pulls it so it doesn't make a sound, and then starts heading over that way.
The wind is in your favor. Hopefully it picks up and burns everything else to the ground except us.
Yeah. And those we're trying to help.
Oh boy. Okay, so you're burning this shack on fire. All right.
Yes.
I wish
Light it up.
there was a fire button.
There's always a fire button.
To your face.
Okay. It's fine. Fire.
You fired.
All right. Well, so you guys have made up over to the let's see here. You guys, you light the fire. Oh gosh, all the vampires within, except for the ones guarding the gate, and these two. So this one, and isn't there another one there? I don't know where he is, but oh, here he is. This one and these two all leave. Actually, one leaves. But one's patrol leaves to go check out the fire, but this one stays behind to guard the prisoners. So there's one vampire guarding the prisoners, and he's getting just kind of spit on and yelled at by Sergeant Barrick and all sorts of other things. But you guys essentially are all there. So by the tree, it's up to you what you decide to do at this point.
Was I able to get back to my armor and make it back
Yeah,
to them?
yeah. Mm-hmm. So you burned down that thing, and there's a raging fire going on, and these vampires are going to try to put it out. And
I actually have something for this. So if there's only one person standing there in the middle, then I am going to use command,
okay.
which is a DC 12, and and if that succeeds, I'm going to make him flee.
Okay. So just he needs to roll a what is the
Wisdom saving check of 12 for wisdom.
Okay, well, he is running for the freaking high seas. Does he flee? Does he flees anywhere, or does he flee to
It
get help?
just says the target sends its turn moving away from you as fast as available means.
All right, so we'll say it runs away towards the other vampires, but we'll, because it doesn't say he's not gonna do that. So okay, so that's what he does. He runs away, and now you're left with all these cages.
We don't have much time. We need to get these cages open. I'm just gonna start.
Sorry.
Can anyone pick the locks?
I can.
And they're all just
JC Speed,
JC Speed.
like Godspeed.
Oh,
JC Speed.
okay. George.
I don't think I understand what you're saying, but that's fine.
What did she have to roll for?
For picking locks is dexterity for me.
Dexterity.
I'm also gonna keep a lookout while she's picking the locks. Does anybody else? Can anyone else pick locks while she's doing it? We have a lot to go.
I smash my fists together and enter rage and start ripping doors off of them.
All right. Well, then I guess I can also just start smashing locks with my mace. If we're gonna be loud about it.
All right.
Dear God.
It's like my lock picking was a
beautiful
22,
plan.
but sure.
The first
Look how
time.
stealthy we
Oh,
are.
I hit the wrong
The
thing.
first time she uses rage, she uses to rip cages open. All right. Okay, so she rips the
Yep.
cages open. And what are you doing, George?
21 for strength.
Do you want me to play my bagpipes while we do this?
I mean,
Jesus.
sure.
JC Christ.
I can't pick locks and I'm not that strong, so.
You can use Bardic Inspiration. Sorry, that's metagaming.
Well, let's see. What can I do?
Also,
Is
my
there kind-
strength
is there
was
kind of a s-
21.
Huh?
My strength
Is
was
it-
21.
Okay. No, you can
Is there a
successfully do it.
Do you need me to roll strength to smash locks off of these cages as well?
I mean, if that's what you're
Are
trying
you
to do.
gonna use your beak?
Yeah.
You know what? I grab Janik and use his beak to pry a lock off. Can I do that?
Yeah, roll for strength, and Janik needs to roll for strength unless you're letting her grab you.
I will let it happen, but it's not going to be an opposing strength check. I rolled a 2.
I rolled
Okay.
a 7.
All right,
It
well,
would just be like more like I was trying to smash this lock with my mace, and then she comes over and just grabs me by the hips and just uses me as a mace.
all right, so
Meanwhile, we could have probably picked it with a talon.
all right, so
You're right for that.
But it was funny to watch her use your face.
so at this point, all the cages are done. They're all out. Janik, I need you to roll. How many cages did you use? Well, so we'll just say, let's say that you opened half of them with his beak and half of them by picking the lock with the amount of time you have. So I'll need
How
you
much
to.
damage did that
Yeah,
do?
just roll 3 d4s.
What about just a D12?
That works too. Well,
5.
yeah, it works. That works. It's probably average. All right, take 5 damage.
Ow. Gee. J.C. Bailey, ow.
I put him down and was like, good bird brain. Your beak came in handy.
Um,
Caca.
so from here,
Could you guys be any more loud?
so Sergeant
Hey,
Barrick.
bagpipes?
Cue the bagpipes as we roll out.
So Sergeant Barrick tells you he knows exactly where they put all the weapons for all the guards and the goblins and everything, and he said, they'll help you break in. They know a couple ways to get inside through the darkness, because you can't see it on here, but because there's nothing to make it. But this basically, unless the vampires are standing there, it's kind of the whole town is circummed with like this dark cloud, void, darkness stuff. The goblin, the feisty goblin, you see him for the first time. He's stout, battle-hardened goblin, standing at just under 3 feet tall. He possesses a rugged and compact build that reflects a warrior lifestyle. His appearance is distinctive even among goblins. His frame is stocky and muscular, and he looks very strong compared to his other goblin folk.
This is the feisty one.
Yes, this is the feisty one.
I want to befriend him.
And then Lyra kind of, as soon as you free her, she's kind of holding back behind the barbarian, because she just watched her do what she did. And the guards,
I don't want to beak about it.
the guy in the dark, the hood, he's still knocked out, but he's in the bottom of the cage. He never came out of his cage. So Lyra, she kind of whispers in Novika's ear. She's like, did you do the lunar medallion ritual? What you did with the lunar medallions?
She asked me.
Yeah. She just whispers in your ear.
I mean, we did, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Sorry, I was a little out of it for a minute. I just say yes. Sorry.
Okay.
Guess what?
Well, the only way through the void shade is if you hold a lunar medallion in your hand. Otherwise, it's very painful. Very, very painful. And this is all whispered to you.
Alright. Then just to me.
Mm-hmm.
I lean over to Luffy and it's like, make sure to wear medallion. Very painful. Otherwise.
Okay. The goblin guy, he's like he's oh god. What is this bullcock? Thanks for letting me out of here. Jesus Lord. I was gonna smash that vampire's skull with my small fist, and it was gonna like it. Oh yeah. And then
I like your style.
Thanks. Oh, look at this filthy half-blood freaking nephew of mine. Listen, I know there's some tunnels some of the goblins put in to get into the city. We could sneak through there. Okay.
Well,
Redeem
I
Hydra,
understand
redeem
that you are
Hydra.
very upset, but just lead on because we don't have much time before they figure out what's going on here. I know this is a great ruse and all, but it is a timed ruse.
I mean, Taylor gave me a wayback stone.
I mean,
Yeah, but none of them are placed.
Oh,
shit.
So they're
I
just...
said we have no time. Lead to these caves.
All right, so he takes you over to through the tunnels. He brings all of them. The Sergeant Barrack, all the guards, all the goblins. They have their weapons now. They're ready to fight. So you end up kind of going through a cave. There's nothing really crazy about the cave. It's just a tunnel that goes straight in and that comes up right in to your favorite place on Earth, Sentinel Falls.
The Temple of J.C. Bailey.
So this particular tunnel kind of is inside of the forest over here, which I summon everyone to. Oh God, remind me not to do that one again.
This is Bullcock.
So there's no Pika. So you come up right at the edge of this lake here, and it's the whole city. It's you made it through the void shade, but it's like it's got like a darkness is being cast over the entire town. It's kind of like only you can see is artificial light, and so yeah, it's pretty scary out here. But he takes
then-
you.
As we're going through the tunnels, I mean, I would keep my voice down, but I would let them know that we, because I think Luthien shared with us that they were going after the tavern tomorrow. So I do share that
Yes,
with
I did
them,
share that.
like, with the people that are taking us through the cave.
That the vampires have a plot. They have a plan.
So you can kind of from where you are, you can actually see inside the Twilight Market, which you've never seen because it's always been like daytime when you've been in Sentinel Falls. But the Twilight Market looks like it's got like all the tents, like you can see like across this little river here, like you see people like yelling in pain. Some mages are down here trying to heal. You got all sorts of guards talking. Everyone, like pretty much everyone's kind of congregating over here in this little spot.
Which spot was that?
So it's over here to the right of you. So if you're looking at the river,
Yeah. I mean, which or just the whole market is? The
yeah. So
spot
you can
they're
kind of
all-
see
okay.
you can kind of see a little bit of like people like healing each other, like mages healing wounded. There's a bunch of
Yeah, there's
soldiers walking
people-
around.
Are they vampires or are they?
These are
actual
people.
city folk.
Mm-hmm. City folk. Mm-hmm. You went through the tunnels. You rescued him. Sergeant Barrack's like, "Oh, we need to find Kalen. We need to find him now. We gotta talk to him about Alara. We got Alara." He'd say like sniffles, knowing that he remembers Alara.
I would
missing.
pat him on the shoulder and say, there. We will find your Kalen. Where do you think they would be? Where does Kalen congregate?
So he kind of goes in there. You guys can kind of come through into the through the market, and just asking anybody, they'll tell you, they can point you straight to where Kalen is, and he's just talking with a bunch of other guards and officials. And so you can see him. So it's up to you what you do now.
So I look around. I'm like, I'm relatively confused. Do you know that there's a weird gaseous form throughout this city, and two, there's vampires right outside your walls?
Are you talking to Barrick?
Talking to anyone who'll listen.
Okay. So are you?
So I think you'd be trying to talk to Kalen.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So Kalen's talking to a bunch of his guards. You walk up to him. He looks up with like kind of like a look of hope, like, oh, you've come to save my town, sort of thing.
Yeah.
I am glad that you have returned with good news. You
That's
look at,
good news.
yeah, he looks at your, he sees instantly, the first thing he sees is all those tokens, the Blood Moon token.
Okay.
But unfortunately, we are in dire need of assistance.
You
Well,
don't say.
What can we do now?
I couldn't have guessed.
They got our walls surrounded, all sides. And they're across the river. I blew up the bridge so they couldn't get across.
I think you got worse to deal with than that because apparently they plan on taking the tavern tomorrow night.
Yeah, apparently they have a way to the cavern, the tavern.
Oh, they don't? No, they don't! Not on my watch! So basically, he kind of briefs to you kind of what happens. But I'm not going to say it in the voice, but so he kind of briefs you, tells you what happened. So about 3 days ago, Sentinel Falls was attacked by a vampire clan, and they brought all these like high ups that they've never seen before, and they specifically he mentions a guy that was taking these like giant darkness globes and just yeeting them and everywhere, and he knows that they're void shade weapons, with the weapon of void shade, which has been banned for a very long time because it causes death, and it takes a very long time for it to dissipate. Basically, he said that they had to retreat towards the barracks, the market, and the tavern because vampires can't cross running water, or they can, but it's painful. So he thought the smartest decision was to gather as many townspeople he could, blow up the bridge, and then he's trying to make plans to figure out what to do next. And then at this point he goes back into the conversation. He's like, if they cross the river, Sentinel Falls will surely perish. I've sent word to Stonefell, and they said they could send me 12 or so troops. But even with that, we would only be running with about 24 troops against a battalion of vampires. My men are ready, but we must buy time. We cannot afford to lose any men in the meantime. He looks at all of you, and then at Sergeant Barrick. And then he says, Sergeant! Congrats on your promotion. He rips off the patch on his left arm with a shh, and replaces it with another. Lieutenant Barrick, I need you to find a replacement for yourself by dawn. And then Lieutenant Barrick says, "Oh, a quick tournament is necessary." And then he kind of walks away for a moment. Kalen shakes his head in acknowledgement, and he says, "Sentinel Guardians, fight till we fall." And then Kalen looks away from Lieutenant Barrick and looks over at the feisty goblin, I should say. And he says, Bone Crusher, you think your brother could loan us a few goblins? And after a while, the goblin smirks. After looking you guys up and down, he's like, seeing that diplomatic relations went well, I will see if he gets a message. Perfect! Now let's ready defenses. I need any able sword, wand, or weapon to file in. If we're going to survive, we need tactical advantage. And then Lieutenant Barrick shouts, if any of you are interested in becoming Sentinel Falls' next sergeant, follow me. There you go. I'll let you guys do with all that information with what you want to do.
Exactly.
I look to the sky to see how bad the fire's gotten.
You can't. It's so dark that you couldn't tell. Like,
I'm just gonna assume the best.
yeah, probably. I mean, you can't even smell anything besides like food and stuff. So,
I know it's relatively short, but I feel like that's like a naturally good stopping point.
I mean,
Other
I
than
say I can do one more little thing, or we could. I can kind of explain what his plan is
Sure.
for you.
I'm wondering if
Yeah.
we can get Pretty Boy to go back and see if he can gather
Goblin.
some goblin.
Well, no, Bone Crusher is the brother of Grizzled Tooth, so he can send a message via magic message, and probably gather some troops. So he kind of shoos everyone else away. Is there anybody here? But so at this point, though, I'm not gonna. If you guys decide, you won't be a part of this conversation. But it's got a quick little conversation, kind of running down what the plan is for next session. But so, what is the? Who wants to become sergeant? I'm just curious. Is there anybody that would want to become sergeant?
No.
I
can tell you one meathead who probably would.
Yeah, but well, I'll ask him in the DMs. Okay, so you guys all stay, so that's perfect. So he brings you to the war room, which I'm not going to move your characters there, but you know where it is. Like it's over here in the bottom of the
I don't even see my character.
side here, which it's inside here. If you're looking on the stream or in Discord, it's right here. There's a war room. He brings you down there, and he says, "Okay, there are some things we need to do. So in the war room, you guys, Bone Crusher and Thane. Thane is the dwarven blacksmith that you met on the first day as well. That was trying to create that magical weapon for the mayor or whatever. Hope you don't remember that. But he basically, the only people that are in here now are just Kalen, you guys, Bone Crusher, and Thane. And then, yeah.
Fine.
He's like, so here's my 5-layer plan to get a tactical advantage against these vampires. He says, I need one of you to help my soldiers stay on task for my first defense. Vampires hate water, and this river is a godsend right now. First order of business is to gather as many barricades as we can. I'd like any non-magic user to foresee and help with this task. Second, defense will be a silver net that we used in battle centuries ago. This net is heavy and obnoxiously loud. I need one of you, preferably as well non-magical, to help bring the net and secure it over the base of the river. This will not prevent them, but it could slow them down. Now, magic users, this is why I've said this. I have jobs for you as well. 2 separate ones. Some of our mages will need help enchanting some old weapons from the past vampiric wars. Lanterns of sunlight and sunfire arrows. You may not be able to enchant them yourself, but may be able to help prep them. He looks over at Thane and says, I need you to take our weapons and crust them with silver. Take anything you need. Also might want to see if our friends acquired your materials while you were gone. And then last, I need someone with a more diplomatic, charming approach to talk to that goddamn ancient wizard about giving a little help. He's just up there, probably smoking weed, enjoying his time while we're burning alive in here. Little bastard. So, he's supposed to be the most powerful wizard of all the land, and he's just up there on the wizard tower just chilling like a villain. Okay? So somebody needs to go up there and talk to his and there you go. So you guys can decide. I can kind of like copy and paste this and put it in there if you want to see which ones you'd rather do, and then that's basically all. That's kind of the plan for next session. So yeah, it's a little early, but stop here unless anybody has anything they'd like to do.
No.
I would like to get meat and at least some rest.
Yeah, I also need a long
Yep,
rest.
yep. That's
For
what we're
sure.
gonna do.
Let's take a long rest. And like I said, I'll just copy and paste this stuff, and you can decide what you want to do. You guys can. It doesn't matter. Like you can be a magic user, but he prefers not because he really wants to focus the magic users on prepping enchantments for these things. So, but yeah, that is gonna be the end then, I suppose.
Yeah.
So thank you guys. A little short. I thought it was going to go a little bit long because I thought you guys were going to fight one of the vampires, but you managed not to. So congrats. I was really thinking that you would end up fighting one of them at least, but you did well. So okay. Well, without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and end. But if all of you guys want to stick around for a minute when I come back, it'd be great. Alrighty then, friends of the place. Thank you guys so much for watching. We'll be back next week for a fantastic session that I've been planning for a while. If you're listening and you're one of the players, stop listening. I've always had this envision of making like a war thing. Like I have lots of plans and ideas and things, so I'm very excited. We're going to try that next week, and I hope everyone enjoys this session, and we'll see you hopefully next week, Wednesday, same time, same place. And I love you guys. See you tomorrow on JC's channel for some of our horror games that we have. So if you want to follow that, if you haven't already, most of you probably